all of you that's been following the channel, I'm sure you guys saw that we took our 2020 Mazda CX-5 on a 30-hour road trip. And tell them that you'd like to talk to the parts department. Reach out to the parts department and pay for the filter yourself underneath our engine. And yes, so we needed to do the oil change.
Yeah, there's love, there's hate, lies and games, faith.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And in today's episode, I'm going to show you how you can save money, or how you can save the most money maintaining your vehicle, right? So for all of you that's been following the channel, I'm sure you guys saw that we took our 2020 Mazda CX-5 on a 30-hour road trip, you know, from Florida to DC and back. And we did it all in like 2 days, right? So literally, like, we drove up there, went up, came back, and we were due for an oil change, but we did not do it then. Life was just too busy, so we ended up doing it after we got back. And now I'm gonna go through the maintenance that I had to do once we got back and everything. So basically, just regular oil change, tire rotation, that sort of deal. But it's more to it than that, right? I want to show you guys how you can save money getting your oil changes and stuff, and how I recommend doing your oil changes versus just taking it to like a Midas. I don't even know if those places exist anymore, but any little oil change, 30-minute oil change place or whatever that's out there. Instead of taking it to one of those, I'm going to show you what I do and what I recommend you do. So let's get into this one. All right, so jumping straight into this, before we get all the way started, I want to shout out the Men of Culture. That's Q to Chaotic, Blueprint 1 Lee, and 100 Gang Nate, and of course us ourselves. Now, that being said, go check out their channels. They got some really fun things happening there. Definitely subscribe and look at what they're doing. Also, check out the homie Will Motivation, man. Will Motivation is doing it big. And another person I'd actually like to shout out is Josh Laurent. Go check out his channel as well. I see he's doing his thing as well. There's a couple people that we mess with that I just want to kind of give some props to. Now, getting straight into the video, and hopefully the part that gives you guys a lot of value in your day-to-day lives. So we have a 2020 Mazda CX-5 Grand Touring, and I needed to do an oil change on it, right? So I will show you what I did and explain what I think you guys should do as well. Now, I haven't actually been underneath the hood here in a while, so there we go. Right, so here's what it looks like underneath our engine. And yes, so we needed to do the oil change. Okay, so here's what I recommend everyone do, especially if you have a brand new car. If it's not brand new, then you go with the most cost-effective method. But if you got yourself a brand new car, you bought it new from the dealership, then I recommend that you take your vehicle to the dealership to get service, because a lot of people are not aware of this. But if you do not do that, then the dealership can void your warranty in most cases. It's crazy that that's what it's like now, but a lot of these companies, they're doing whatever they can to not honor warranties. And one of the things that they do is say that if you don't get your oil change through their through a dealership or a sponsored dealership, or a place that they say is a good place to get your oil change done, then they could not honor your warranty. So we have a Mazda CX-5, so I take ours to Mazda, right? And that I do that solely for the purpose of the Carfax and the records. It's going to show that everything was done and maintained by Mazda. There was no aftermarket anything. Everything was genuine Mazda parts, yada yada yada, right? But then that takes you into the next problem. So a lot of times when you take it into the dealership to get your oil changes done and get your maintenance work done, they're going to try to hit you over the head with a bunch of different things, things that doesn't even make sense, right? They'll do things, they'll say oh, we have to, what was one of the things I remember I always used to do? We have to flush out your coolant lines and stuff like that. And, they're going to add on things, right? But one of the main things that they'll hit you with is we need to switch out your cabin air filter, and that's going to be like $180 and stuff like that, and which I'll get into in a little bit. I'll show you how to save money with that later, because that is something that could, you know, help you breathe better and help your car smell better and stuff. But I'll get into that in a little bit. But one of the main things to consider when setting up your oil changes is where you live. So let's say you live in like a wealthy neighborhood or a decent neighborhood, a neighborhood where your dealership, the closest dealership to you is like in a more wealthier neighborhood, then I would not recommend getting your oil changes there, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be more expensive. They're going to charge you more. And I actually found this out myself, because I went to go to my local dealership near where I live, and they were telling me, okay, oil changes, tire rotation, that's $180 something. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, how'd you guys come up with that number? They was like, oh, we have to get rid of the oil and do this and blah, blah, blah. And they came up with all these different reasons. And then it was like, oh, and it looks like you need to switch out your cabin air filter. So your oil change is going to be like $350 something. I was like, wow. I said, okay, well, wasn't feeling that. So I decided to go ahead and shop around. I called up different dealerships in different areas, and I ended up taking it to a dealership that's a little bit further south in not as great of an area, but it was, you know, it was close enough to where, like, I feel like it didn't hurt me that much to make the extra drive gas wise. And they ended up charging me for the full thing, or, you know, oil change, tire rotation, yada yada. It was $85. So it went from $180 for an oil change to $85. And then on top of that, I was like, yeah, I want to switch out the cabin air filter as well. They did it. I'm going to show you how you can save money with your cabin air filter, but I'm going to tell you what I did for this time. For this time, I went ahead and I asked the dealership to do it. And so for the cabin air filter and oil change and the tire rotation and topped off all the fluids and all that stuff, came up to $145, still less than what the other dealership was charging me. So I'm making this video to tell you guys it's very important to choose where you get your vehicles maintained at. I highly recommend you shop around and find a dealership, because it's not all of you. A lot of us are tricked into thinking that they're all the same. They're not. Like, these are independent businesses run by different people, and they have, you know, different ways of doing things. Some people may charge you more for, you know, your oil change, and you get the car cheaper there. Some people, you may pay more for the car, and maintenance will be a little bit cheaper. So these are things to consider, right? But I told you guys I'll show you a quick little hack on how you can save money swapping out your air filter, and I'll do that real quick. Hold on. All right, so the first thing I recommend you do is first, you know, find out. You can go on YouTube or Google it and find out where your air filter is located. And then once you know where it is and how to access it, then you can go call up the dealership that you're going to get it financed at, and tell them that you'd like to talk to the parts department. Reach out to the parts department and pay for the filter yourself, and basically just install it yourself. And then you can let them know that you installed. You could even do it in front of the service department and let them know that you installed the air filter yourself, and that'll save you some money. Plus, it'll still get your car recognized as like you did you did it all with the right part. So with the Mazda, you pinch in, this is how you do it. You pinch in the sides here, and you pull this down, and then I don't know if you guys can see this, but right back here is where the air filter is. You just reach in, pull it out, your air filter, and ours was recently changed, and yeah, so that's what it looks like, right? So, you know, we basically just, you know, paid them to do it, but you can do it yourself, save some money, and at least it's a little thing where it shouldn't be much of a problem, you know, with your dealership, and that'll save you a little bit of money, because I don't know the actual price, but it's probably like $8 or less, you know, to get these filters and just do it yourself, versus like, you know, some dealerships might charge you $120 or $50 or $60 or anything else, but you can save a little bit of money. So that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And with that, Race Car Friends out. All right, guys. So out here getting the oil change on the Mazda 6.5, and I came across this. Like, I love this color, obviously, you know, with how it got the Boost Blue CTR, but I've never seen this vehicle before. This is a Subaru. What is it? Oh, it's an Impreza, but I've never seen them in this color, so it looks pretty nice. It says that it has an open manufacturer recall on it, but looks cool. Just you know, I'm not sure if they even offer these in manual. You guys can comment and let me know. But yeah, I'm just looking at like the local dealership to see what they got. They got like a really nice Mazda CX-90 over here, and it's priced really good too. So this is the CX-5, I think, but this is CX-90. This thing looks nice. Looks really, really nice in person. Thinking about eventually getting one, but you guys comment below. Let me know what you think. But yeah, we're getting ready to go pick up our CX-5, and I'll get back to you in a little bit.